Story of Big Boy 4014, Union Pacific 844, Challenger 3985, Pere and Marquette 1225, and Norfolk and Western 611. The Union Pacific 844 is a steam-powered locomotive that has a fascinating story behind it. This mighty machine was built in 1944 and has been serving as a symbol of American railroading ever since. The full story of Union Pacific 844 involves its construction, notable moments throughout its history. These locomotives were known as the Union Pacific FEF3 class, with the 844 being the last one built. These locomotives were primarily used for passenger service, transporting people across long distances. With its sleek design and powerful engine, the UP 844 quickly became famous for its speed, and the FEF3Es could reach a speed of 110 miles per hour. Union Pacific 844 has had several remarkable moments. One of its most notable achievements is being the only steam locomotive that has never been officially retired by a North American Class I railroad. It has also been the featured locomotive in various parades and events, capturing the attention of spectators with its impressive size and beautiful craftsmanship. Additionally, the UP 844 has been used for special excursion trips, allowing people to experience a piece of history and the thrill of art. Today, the Union Pacific 844 serves as a living testament to the rich history of American railroading. It is maintained and operated by the Union Pacific Railroad, making appearances at railfan events, steam excursions, and other public events across the country. Now, we will look into the 844 past. The Union Pacific 844 steam locomotive before 1960 is one filled with historical significance and captivating details. As an iconic symbol of American engineering prowess, the Union Pacific 844 played a pivotal role in the development of the American railway system. To comprehend the significance of the Union Pacific 844, it is crucial to understand the locomotive's historical context. Constructed in 1944, during the World War II era, the 844 was part of the renowned Union Pacific Railroad's FEF class. These locomotives were known for their distinctive sleek design and imposing size, making them stand out amongst other steam engines of the time. The 844, in particular, was the last steam locomotive built for the Union Pacific and has remained in service since its inception. In 1944, the Union Pacific 844 boasted a range of unique features that set it apart from its counterparts. Notably, the locomotive showcased a shiny black finish, elegant silver monogram tender lettering, and prominent Union Pacific signage along the sides. Its massive driving wheels, tall chimney, and intricate mechanics further amplified its aesthetic appeal. Its grandeur and meticulous attention to detail established the Union Pacific 844 as an engineering marvel and a symbol of American excellence. As part of the Union Pacific Railroad fleet, the 844 played a vital role in the company's operations. The locomotive was primarily used to transport passengers, supplies, and mail between various destinations across the United States. It traversed vast expanses of rugged terrain, conquering steep The Union Pacific 844 showcased its exceptional power and reliability, often hauling lengthy trains with ease. Beyond its functional role, the Union Pacific 844 held a special place in American railway history. It became a cherished historic artifact, consistently participating in railroad exhibitions, parades, and special events. The locomotive was renowned for its impressive speed, consistent performance, and lasting durability, highlighting the Union Pacific's dedication to excellence. The Union Pacific 844 has held excursions since 1959, when diesels took over. The Union Pacific 844 has been one of Union Pacific's goodwill ambassadors since the early 1960s. In the years preceding 1960, the Union Pacific 844 became a symbol of the railroad's commitment to preserving the heritage of American railroading. Despite the industry's rapid transition from steam to diesel power during this era, the 844 remained steadfastly persistent, ensured its ongoing maintenance to keep it operational. The Union Pacific 844's pre-1960 presence was essential for the preservation and celebration of American railroad history. Its continued use in railroad excursions and public events allowed people to witness and experience the grandeur of Challenger 3985. Today, we will talk about Union Pacific Challenger 3985. The Union Pacific Challenger 3985 is a legendary steam locomotive that captured the hearts and imaginations of people around the world. Before the year 1960, this magnificent piece of machinery had already made a significant impact on the history of American railroads. In the early 20th century, steam locomotives reigned supreme as the primary mode of long-distance transportation. The design and construction of the Union Pacific Challenger 3985 came about as a response to the ever-increasing demands for faster and more efficient locomotives. Built by the American Locomotive Company in 1943, this locomotive was named Challenger due to its immense power and ability to conquer challenging terrain. Before 1960, the Union Pacific Challenger 3985 hauled both passenger and freight trains across the vast expanses of the American West. With its massive size and strength, it was an essential workhorse for Union Pacific Railroad, supporting the growth of industries and connecting communities along its route. This steam locomotive played a vital role in the economic development of the western United States. Even though diesel locomotives were becoming increasingly popular during this time, Union Pacific Challenger 3985 held its ground as a reliable and powerful steam engine. Its distinctive coal-burning characteristics and beautifully designed body made it stand out among other locomotives of its era. In fact, the first Challenger locomotives helped influence the later design of the Big Boy 4000 class, which then influenced the later Challengers like 3985. Now, we will talk about the Challenger 3985 Challenger. After its retirement, then its restoration. The Union Pacific Challenger locomotive, after its restoration, underwent significant changes and improvements. These modifications included oil conversion that greatly impacted its overall performance. I will now discuss these alterations and their effects on the Union Pacific Challenger. Firstly, in the 1982, the Union Pacific Challenger received an upgraded boiler. This alteration allowed it to generate more steam, thus increasing its power. With an improved boiler, the locomotive could haul heavier loads and accelerate faster, making it an even more reliable and efficient transport option. Furthermore, the Challenger's wheels were treated with modern alloys that increased their durability and reliability. This change allowed for smoother rides and reduced the potential for derailment. These were some changes the Union Pacific steam crew did to improve the engine during its restoration. Union Pacific Challenger's excursion service. The Union Pacific Challenger's excursion service is a thrilling opportunity for train enthusiasts to experience the nostalgia and grandeur of vintage locomotives. This service offers excursions on the Union Pacific Railroad's historic Challenger steam locomotives, which were once used to pull freight trains across the vast American countryside. This excursion service allows passengers to take a step back in time and witness the marvels of steam-powered transportation. One of the key features of the Union Pacific Challenger's excursion service is the chance to ride on an authentic steam locomotive. These locomotives were built in the mid-20th century and were at the forefront of train technology during that time. The Challengers were designed to produce immense amounts of steam, enabling them to pull heavy cargoes across long distances. Long distances. Riding on one of these locomotives gives passengers a genuine experience of what it was like to travel by train during this era. Another exciting aspect of this excursion service is the opportunity to see breathtaking scenery along the train route. The Union Pacific Railroad spans across some of the most scenic regions of the United States, including the Rocky Mountains, the Sierra Nevada mountain range, and the Great Plains. As the Challenger steam locomotive chugs along the tracks, passengers can gaze out of the window and take in the picturesque landscapes that unfold before their eyes. It is a unique way to appreciate the natural beauty of America.
The Challenger 3985 last run was in October of 2010 and then was retired in 2020, but the locomotive is said to steam again. The locomotive was donated to a company who plans to restore it to operation sometime in 2025.
Now, we will talk about Big Boy 4014.
Story of Big Boy 4014 is a fascinating tale of a historic steam locomotive and its epic journey. Big Boy 4014 was one of the largest steam locomotives ever built, weighing a whopping 1.2 million pounds. It was part of the Union Pacific Railroad fleet and played a crucial role. A group of dedicated railroad enthusiasts and engineers decided to restore this mammoth machine to its former glory. After years of hard work and countless hours of restoration, Big Boy 4014 was brought back to life. It was an incredible feat of engineering, considering that the locomotive had been out of operation for over 50 years. The restoration required a painstaking process of locating missing parts and rebuilding decaying components. On May 4, 2019, Big Boy 4014 made its triumphant return to the tracks, embarking on a cross-country tour that captured the eye. The journey of Big Boy 4014 captivated the nation as it chugged along, powerful and majestic, like a symbol of a bygone era. It reminded us of the advancements in transportation and the men and women who dedicated their lives to moving the country forward. Big Boy 4014 served as a living history. Seeing Big Boy 4014 in action was not just a spectacle. It was a celebration of our past, a tribute to the pioneers of the railroad industry, and a glimpse into the engineering marvels of yesteryear. In conclusion, Big Boy 4014's story is more than just a tale of a restored locomotive. Now we're going to look at the past of Big Boy 4014. Big Boy 4014 is a mighty locomotive with a rich history. Known as one of the largest steam engines ever built, it holds a special place in the hearts of train enthusiasts. The story of Big Boy 4014's past takes us back to the 1940s when it was constructed by the American Locomotive Company, ALCO. Its purpose was to tackle the challenging terrain of the western United States, powering long freight trains through the mountains. With its massive size and impressive capabilities, this locomotive quickly became an icon of American railroading. Big Boy 4014 was put into service in December 1941 and its iron horsepower and tremendous hauling capacity made it perfect for the demanding routes that stretched across the Rockies. With a weight of over 1.2 million pounds and a length of 132 feet, this steam engine was a force to be reckoned with. Despite its immense size, Big Boy 4014 could reach speed of up to 70 miles per hour. Although Big Boy 4014 was eventually retired in 1960, it was not the end of its story. In 2013, Union Pacific decided to restore this legendary locomotive to its former glory. We already talked about most of the notable post-restoration events, but I would like to talk about one more. This event is when Big Boy 4014 pushed the stalled train. Big Boy started out pushing the train with what would have been routine for the engine in the 40s, but now it isn't. A Big Boy hadn't pushed this much freight since 1959, so this was a big deal. Big Boy kept gaining speed, then a thunderous sound occurred. It was a wheel slip. When this first happens, I thought something exploded, but it was the thunderous Big Boy showing off his muscles and showing why his name was Big Boy. Big Boy kept gaining speed and was going about 35 miles per hour already. This is my favorite clip of Big Boy. This is Big Boy showing off why steam is king.
Pere and Marquette, 1225. The Pere and Marquette 1225 steam locomotive. The Pere and Marquette 1225 steam locomotive holds a special place in the history of American railroads and has captivated the imagination of railroad enthusiasts and the general public alike. This iconic steam locomotive, built in the early 1940s, represents the pinnacle of American engineering and symbolizes the era of grand locomotives that once dominated the railways. With its rich history, remarkable design, and significant contributions to the railroad industry, the story of the Pere and Marquette 1225 is one of resilience, preservation, and enduring fascination. In this video, we dive into the captivating narrative behind the 1225 locomotive, exploring its historical background, operational achievements, restoration efforts, excursion service, and lasting legacy. Join us on a journey through time as we unravel the remarkable tale of the Pere and Marquette 1225 steam locomotive. 2. The origin and significance of Pere and Marquette 1225. To truly understand Pere and Marquette 1225, we must dive into its historical context. This sculpture emerged during a period of artistic revival known as the Renaissance, when creativity and cultural exploration blossomed. Pere and Marquette 1225 is rich in hidden meanings. From its delicate carvings to its intricate details, every element carries a message. Operating and maintaining the Pere Marquette 1225 is no small feat. It requires a dedicated team of professionals and volunteers who have a deep passion for trains and a willingness to get their hands dirty. The job doesn't end with just firing up the engine and taking passengers for a joyride. There's so much more that goes on behind the scenes. Without proper operation and maintenance, the 1225 would simply be a stationary artifact instead of a living, breathing locomotive. 3. Excursion service. The Pere and Marquette 1225 steam locomotive began restoration in 1969, and the restoration was finally completed in 1988. This locomotive's wheel arrangement is a 284 Berkshire type built by Lima Locomotive Works in 1941. The locomotive was retired in 1951. The 1225 has been in front of many steam excursions since its restoration in 1988. When 1225 really got famous was when she starred in the film Polar Express. The movie gave the locomotive a new cowcatcher and headlight through animation. Pere and Marquette 1225 still operates to this day, pulling excursions every Western 611. The story of Norfolk and Western 611, a fascinating tale that captures the imagination of train enthusiasts and historians alike. This historic steam locomotive holds a special place in American history, representing a bygone era of powerful locomotives and the romance of train travel. The tale of the Norfolk and Western 611 demonstrates the significance of this iconic locomotive to both the local community and the wider railroad industry. The N&W 611, also known as the J-Class locomotive, was built in 1950 by the Roanoke Shops in Virginia. Designed as a steam-powered locomotive, it was built to transport goods and people across vast distances, connecting communities and commerce. With its sleek design, impressive horsepower, and robust construction, the 611 showcased the best of American engineering at that time. It quickly gained popularity and became the pride of the Norfolk and Western Railway. Beyond its power, the 611 was also known for its elegant appearance. The locomotive featured a black and silver color scheme, polished surfaces, and streamlined contours, earning it the nickname, the J, due to its resemblance to the letter. This sleek design not only added to its aesthetic appeal, but also helped reduce wind resistance, enabling greater efficiency and speed. The 611 was truly a sight to behold as it thundered down the tracks, commanding attention and admiration wherever it went. However, the 611's reign as a steam locomotive Strasburg 90 short-lived due to the rise of diesel-electric locomotives. As the railroad industry underwent a shift towards more efficient and economical alternatives, Steam locomotives like the 611 were gradually phased out. In 1959, after only a decade of service, the 611 was officially retired. It marked the end of an era and the transition into a new chapter in railroad history. Now, we will talk about 611 Seconds excursion life. After its retirement in 1959, the 611 was stored away until the late 1980s, when a group of dedicated steam enthusiasts took on the challenge of restoring her. With great determination and expert craftsmanship, the locomotive was brought back to life and began a new chapter as an excursion locomotive. Norfolk and Western 611 Seconds' first time as an excursion engine was cut short because N&W ended their steam program. Luckily, that would not be the end for 611, for she would be restored again in 2015. She has ran many excursions since and will continue to in the future. To watch these videos and subscribe. Subscribing gives me motivation to make more of these videos, and when you're subscribed it shows you when I upload a video. Thank you.